Hello, welcome back. All right, so now we're talking about the tools we need. What are the tools we need for this course and, of course, as a developer? Well, for this course, everything you'll be needing in this course is not all you need as a developer, but basically what you need. Fine. Any other thing you will probably be needing will be things that you would have to install, download. But the basic things you need to get started are what I'm going to show us. I'm about to show us. The first thing you need is the web browser. And as much as I know that there are different web browsers, which they all have their different functionality, I don't know, you might probably be using one or two. But then this apparently is Explorer, Microsoft Explorer. This is their site. I don't really get to use it anyway. But wow, quite beautiful interface. Their homepage is really, really beautiful. I must confess. Let me see what. Okay, it's beautiful, obviously beautiful. All right, so this is one browser. You might be using any other browser. It's wonderful, it's beautiful. You understand? But then there's something. I'm not saying that Google Chrome is the best. I'm not saying Google Chrome is the best, but there's something about Google Chrome that you should understand. Google Chrome has some, functionalities that supports web development, so to say. For instance, now, like what I showed us in a few videos before, when you come to a Google page, a page on your Google Chrome, you can always right click on the page. Yeah, you can always right click on the page to bring out these options. We call it dev tools, developer tools. They are tools that are part of Google Chrome that helps the developers to inspect, to debug, so to say. So when you right click, and you right click and it pops out these options. Okay, mine is a little slow. And then the last one here is called inspect. When you click on inspect, it takes you to something else. You can see behind the scene. You can toggle some things. You can change some things, but it's not a permanent change. DevTools, I can change what I wrote here to go away, and I'll see it there. I mean, I remember trying using that to play pranks. I mean, you could go to someone's Facebook account and probably just change the name to something funny, and then I could just screenshot the page and send it to the person, and the person will be like, "What has happened?" But then it's not permanent. Okay, I thought I opened it just now. What is happening? Let me do that again. Inspect. All right, so once the inspect the dev tool opens, this is what you will see. You will see your normal page here. You can do this for any site. You can just open your google.com now homepage, or even your Facebook account. Just open anything. Right click on the page and click on inspect. It will bring you to the dev tool. In the dev tool, we have our HTML markup here. And here we have our style sheet. I can decide to change things. For instance, now, let's assume I want to play a prank. Let's assume this is my friend's Facebook page and his name is boldly written here. Maybe the name is Mark Zuckerberg. And inspecting it here, this is the H2 because I am. You will not understand, but after a while you understand every of those things. Now I see that this is here. I click and I want to edit text. Look at what happens. I change the name from Mark Zuckerberg to get get lost. Now can you see? I've changed this. So I could just simply put this back. I could simply put this back. If I click on this button, it closes this dev tool and goes back to normal page. So I'm going to close it and then it's back. Can you see get lost? So I could just play a prank or do something funny and then screenshot this page and send it to the person, and the person is wondering what happened to my page. So I could tamper with everything here. But the thing is, whatever you are doing is not permanent. Once, let me go back to inspect. Anything I'm doing here is not permanent. I can change all of this text. Let me draw this back so we can have a better view. Oh, okay. So I could decide to change any other thing I want inside. This is my header. I could change the button, whatever I want. I could change the text on the button. The search. This is search. I could change it to go to hell. Just anything funny, or I could change it to you've just been pranked or you got served. And then it's once I close this dev tool, right here, these are where our CSS styles are. You can see styles here. I can change the color. I can change this color from blue to black and everything will be looking weird. I could do crazy stuff. But whatever prank or whatever it is that I'm doing is not permanent. Look at this get lost. Once I refresh the page, the original content goes back. So you can do this not only on your own page. If I go to page right now, I could go to any page and do this, and it will always work. So that is one functionality about about Google Chrome. So as much as you might actually have Internet Explorer or any other browser, it's good. But ensure that as a developer, it's like I said, it's not like it's the best, but that is just the standard. Almost every developer uses Google Chrome. So peradventure you don't have it on your PC, you can just go on your browser and search for it, Chrome download, and ensure you download it because I expect you to download it before the next video. And the next video will be starting HTML proper. So I expect you to have downloaded the Google Chrome before the next video. Another thing you'll be needing again is this VS Code. We call it text editor. It is where you write your codes. And that is this black interface you saw me open earlier on. I'm sure you might have seen people, write codes on things looking weird like this. It's called VS Code, Visual Studio Code. We call it text editor. That's where we write our codes, HTML codes, CSS codes, JavaScript codes. You write your codes in the text editor. So to download it after you've downloaded your Google Chrome, and if you already have Google Chrome, there's no need to re-download it. What you just need to do is go on the I'll drop the link to save you the stress. I'll drop the link to this page, code.visualstudio.com. It brings you to this interface, and you can see you can select depending on whatever laptop or machine or PC you're using. If you are not using a Windows, automatically it brings Windows for me because the software detects that this is coming from a Windows laptop. So peradventure you don't use Windows, maybe you use Mac, an Apple laptop, you select it, but I believe automatically it will bring out what works for you. And you click on download here or download here. When you download, install. When installed, it will bring different options. Just keep clicking next, 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 just like the way you install your normal software until you are done with installation. So once you are done with installation, this is what the page, it will look something like this. It might bring in some other information because you are a new user. You might not see recent because I'm not a new user, but in your case, you might see some new things. Just go through it, and you don't really have there's really no much setting you need to do on it. Just over time in the next future videos, you will understand how to how it works. We have various functionalities here. We have the settings. You can click on the settings button to go to the settings and change whatever you like. Maybe you prefer the background, you don't want it to be black. You can make your own background purple, you can make your own pink, you can make your own white, whatever. But I don't bother about things that don't really matter. So just play around. If you like, you can play around the settings option and see what you can do. You can do a few more things, which but I won't be talking about this because they are not necessary for now. This is extensions. When you click on this, it enables you to install some other things that will be useful for you. But for HTML, you don't need any extension. You don't need to install anything for now. So let's just ignore that till future. You might not even have to install any extensions except you are learning, back end development. And here, let me click on this. It's toggles. Okay. All right. So sorry for that delay. Once you click on this, it opens this. It closes it back, and when I click on it, it opens that page back. The page shows any file or any project you are working on that you've opened inside this VS Code. We have here, I don't really get to use all this edit, selection, view, and go and run. I don't really get to use them. But this file, I use this where you can save your object. You can open a new file, click this to open a new file. You can open a folder. We'll get to that very soon. Open recent folders. You can save or save as. You can try to share, import and export. But we don't get to do much of what I usually do here is to save and then to open folders and open file. And then this one here, yeah, it leads you to the terminal. In your own VS Code, you might actually have You might not have these three dots. You might have the option of terminal, but you don't need terminal for now. That is for a later course in CSS. That's for as many as are willing to learn CSS. All right, these ones, well, you can just check them all out. They are just various functionalities, but trust me, I really don't bother. When I open my code, I do what I need to do. I don't bother about so many of those things. So those are the two major tools you need to learn this course. Now the question is, what if I don't have a laptop? Does that mean that I can't learn this course? Well, the answer is no. You don't have a laptop, but as long as you have a smartphone, which I believe you have, and that's why you're watching this video now, you have a smartphone, a very good smartphone, you can at least start. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't be a developer using a smartphone to code, but at least for a start, you can start using a smartphone. And there are quite a few mobile apps with which you can use to code and write codes and learn and practice and master some of these things. But like I said, it's just meant to buy you time. If you really want to be a developer, a software developer, a web developer, you should get a PC, get a laptop. So if you don't have one for now, don't let that discourage you. Keep learning. I will drop the link to download one of those mobile apps that I use is that I know of is Treb Edit. Treb Edit, you can download it on Play Store. But I'm going to drop the link to download Treb Edit with this video. I'll drop the link with this video. So download it, install it, and everything we do on the VS Code, try to do the same. And of course, as you imagine, there's so much the limitation. You can't don't expect that you need to do everything um on that we do on VS Code, especially in advanced courses such as CSS and JavaScript. Don't think you can actually do so much, almost everything actually, with your Treb Edit on your phone. But there are still quite so many limitations. If anybody ever lies to you and tells you that you can be a software engineer or web developer by coding on your phone alone, the person is lying to you. You can do some things, but there are quite enough advanced things that you cannot do. And even with the things you can do, you probably don't want to get a don't think you don't want to get a job, or don't expect to get a job without being able to operate VS Code. So please, if you don't have a laptop for now, continue learning with the Treb Edit, but just ensure that after a while, let it be your most urgent plan. Get a PC, get a laptop, and then you can always watch this video, install the VS Code, and learn properly. So in the next video, in the next section, we'll be going into HTML proper. See you in the next video.